Okay, meeting's going to come to order. This is a regular meeting of the Township of Washington in accordance with the requirements of the New Jersey state statutes regarding open public meetings. Notice of this meeting was legally advertised in the Courier Post and the South Jersey Times and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Fire exits are located through the double doors on your left and your right. Please silence all mobile devices. This meeting is being videotaped. Anyone who does not wish to be seen on television may be excused. This will be shown on Channel 9 and on Verizon Channel 36 every week, Sunday at 9 p.m., Wednesday at 7 p.m., Friday at 10 p.m., and Saturday at 10 p.m., and will continue until the next meeting. Flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mrs. Doherty?
Here.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Here.
Mrs. Williams?
Here.
Mr. Longfellow?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Here.
Mayor Gattinelli?
Here.
Mr. Platt?
Here.
Mr. Gonter?
Here.
We have a quorum.
We're going to start off with a mayoral presentation. Take it away, Mayor Gattinelli.
I'm going to ask Robin Sarlo to come up and see me. For those of you that don't know, this is Robin Sarlo. She is our tax collector. She's been with the town for many years, and she is our voice and our backbone in that office. Robin has been with us for many years, and she's always serving with a smile. Anything and everything that anybody needs, she's always there for. This is one person that goes above and beyond for her job. She really is supportive of everyone within her office, as well as the whole municipality. For this month, Employee of the Month will go to Robin Sarlo for everything that she's done and everything she still does and stands for. We appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much for everything.
Okay, moving right along. Approval of the bill list for February 27th, 2019. I get a motion?
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the bill list? Roll call.
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yep.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Approval of the regular minutes for February 13th, 2019. Motion to approve the minutes.
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion on them? Roll call.
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to ordinances. Ordinance 3, ordinance amending Chapter 179-8 of the Code of the Township of Washington entitled Minimum Housing and Property Standards. This ordinance is up for adoption. I get a motion to open to the public on this ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
Second. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're now open to the public on this ordinance. Seeing no one, I get a motion to close the public on the ordinance.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I get a motion to adopt.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any Any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 4. Ordinance amending Chapter 179, of the Code of Township of Washington entitled Property Maintenance and Housing Standards. This ordinance is up for adoption. I get a motion to open to the public?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're now open to the public on this ordinance. Seeing no one, motion to close to the public.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to adopt. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 5, ordinance amending Chapter 80 of the Code of Township of Washington entitled Fees. This ordinance is up for adoption. I get a motion to open to the public.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're now open to the public on this one. Okay, seeing no one, motion to close.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I gotta get a motion, a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 7, ordinance amending Chapter 19 of the Code of the Township of Washington entitled Animals. This ordinance is up for adoption. Motion to open to the public on this ordinance.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one from the public wants to speak on this one, I get a motion to close.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Motion to adopt.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 9, ordinance establishing Chapter 260-28A of the Code of the Township of Washington entitled Emergency Vehicle Access Only. This ordinance is up for introduction only. I get a motion to introduce.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry? Motion
Yes.
carries.
Ordinance 10, ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 9 of the Code of the Township of Washington entitled Department of Law Enforcement. This ordinance is up for introduction only. Get a motion to introduce,
Make that motion.
to adopt, introduce. What do we got to adopt here? I'll
Se-
second. Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Ordinance 11, ordinance the Township of Washington appropriating certain monies from the capital fund balance account and providing for capital improvements and repairs to various municipal facilities and buildings. This ordinance is up for introduction only. Motion to introduce,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Roll call?
Mrs. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on to resolutions. The following resolutions are by consent agenda and only require a vote for all listed. Each one must be read by title. If any member of the council wishes to have one removed and heard separately, they need to indicate it prior to me starting to read them. Everybody okay with everything? All right. Resolution 56, resolution canceling taxes for a totally disabled veteran, 1 Fierro Drive. Resolution 57, resolution authorizing refund of tax overpayments. Resolution 58, resolution appointing Joseph McCucci as full-time zoning officer for the Township of Washington. Resolution 59, resolution requesting proposals for professional services for Township Bond Counsel. Resolution 60, authorizing a change order number 1, final for 2017 road program Phase 2. Resolution 61, authorizing a change order number 1, final for the 2017 road program Phase 1. This is the same one, isn't it?
No, they're two separate
The two
pages.
separate ones?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I get a motion to approve resolutions 56 to 61.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Doherty,
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone,
Yes.
Mrs. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow,
Yes.
Mr. Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving on to old business. Danny, have anything?
Nope. No.
Nothing.
Anybody down the other end have any old business? You have anything?
No, sir.
Moving on to new business.
None at this time.
None.
Nothing.
None.
Okay. Moving on to reports.
None.
None at this time.
Yeah, a few upcoming events. Washington Township's College and Career Fair is scheduled for Thursday, March 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. at Washington Township High School. Free admission to meet with over 100 college reps, local professionals, including trades and military. Also, the annual Classic Car Show is scheduled for Saturday, April 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Old Stonehouse Village on Egg Harbor Road.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
I don't want to forget you.
Again. I just want to go over some updates, what's going on around the town. I'm sure you've all seen the weather that we've had, and we've had some difficulty trying to get some of our road work done and infrastructure, but we are on target at this point. So at our Herfield-Grenlock Baseball Complex, field fencing improvements are well underway, and we're excited about starting the new season with the paved parking lot, fencing upgrades, as well as recently adding a long-awaited guide rail. I'm sure you've noticed that. This provides a major safety improvement to the site, also shows our commitment to investing in our children. Public Works and Baseball will continue to communicate to help improve all of our facilities. Major erosion concerns along the backside of Barclay and Lipizan have been improved to prevent damage to private property. Final restoration awaits springtime weather conditions. Roadway improvements planned for spring have been in design and will be soliciting public bids shortly. We are announcing a new project that we're working on for the municipality. I'm very proud to announce that my administration is now creating a Veterans Wall to honor those who have worn the uniform of the United States military in Washington Township. This wall will honor veterans who have completed honorable service in the United States Armed Forces during times of conflict and or non-conflict. Washington Township is proud of our veterans, and we want to acknowledge their dedication and sacrifice. With the generous assistance of local donors, we will be able to give recognition to their honorable service to our country. The wall will be located inside the Washington Township Municipal Building. Each veteran will have his or her military services, including conflict, campaign serves, peacetime service, medals awarded, and other information to be recognized. The wall will consist of a plaque for each veteran consisting of a 5x7 picture, along with a brief description of their military service. If you're interested in being a sponsor for this initiative or would like to apply to have a veteran added to the wall, please contact our business administrator, Jason Gonter, at jgonter@twp.washington.nj.us, or just give us a call at 856-589-0520, extension 239. Applications for veterans to be on the wall are due by August 15th of 2019. We will also place this information on the website for your review. Budget meetings. Once again, we're at the time of year. We're going to have our administration offer small group budget meetings for residents to ask any questions they have or to offer any constructive ideas they may have regarding the 2019 municipal budget. Our business administrator, along with our chief financial officer and assistant chief financial officer, will be hosting these small group meetings. For your convenience, we're offering a variety of dates and times for the budget meetings. We ask that you contact the business administrative assistant, Lori Morello, to register for your preferred meeting date. Lori can be reached at lmorello@twp.washington.nj.us. You can also visit our website for the meeting dates. They will be listed under the calendar section. Also listed on the calendar, you will find 2 open public budget meetings for all residents to attend. No sign-ups are necessary for these 2 meetings. We look forward to hearing some constructive ideas from the residents of Washington Township. I also wanted to put out, which we'll have on the website, we have a breakdown of your taxes. We have some of these forms up front. You can take a look at that. It actually breaks down where all the money, all the taxes are going between school, municipal, county, fire department, library, open space, municipal purpose. So you'll be able to see how the tax dollars are used. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Okay. I just have one thing. On Friday, March 8th, the Washington Township Rotary will be having their 5th annual wine and beer tasting, and all the funds go to their Rotary Foundation. So if you like to taste beer and wine, good thing to do on a Friday night. Okay, moving on.
You have a question? Where?
Where? Oh, I'm sorry, Wedgewood Country Club. Sorry about that one. Okay, moving on to public participation. Please follow the public decorum posted, which has also been attached to the public agenda. And limit your comments to 5 minutes. Once you have completed your comments or questions, please take a seat. I will then ask if any member of the governing body or their designee wishes to address your comments or questions. So can I get a motion to open to the public?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are now open to the public for anyone who wishes to speak. What'd you do, break it? It was working before you came
No,
up.
it doesn't matter. I'll just talk louder, that's all. This one works.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Perry. I'm Bob Abbott, Chairman of the Washington Township Veterans Advisory Board. 2 things. Number 1, thank you to Mayor and Council for this new project you've got going on for the Veterans Wall here in the Township building. This way it honors all veterans in Township, whereby the school honors the ones that graduated here. The Veterans Administration or Advisory Board, of course, honors the ones on the Veterans Wall in the park. This opens it up to all the rest of the hundreds of veterans we have in Washington Township. So we thank you, sincerely appreciate it, and if we can help, we certainly will. We've already figured we got one wall full. Secondly, Friday, March the 15th, that's 2 weeks from this Friday, at the Washington Township Performing Arts Center at the high school, we will have the United States Army Field Band with a free concert. You can get tickets by going online to armyfieldband.com/tickets, or call over to the high school, or one of the veterans will get things straightened out for you so that you can do it. free concert. We welcome everybody. We got 2,500 seats. Like to see them full. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Make a motion to close to the public?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next council meeting is scheduled for March 13th.